Canada Soccer to investigate having women play at home before World Cup. Canada is looking to squeeze in a home game before this summer's Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. But it may take some ingenuity to make it happen. The 6th-ranked Canadian women, who wrap up play in the She Believes Cup against Canada is looking to squeeze in a home game before this summer's Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. But it may take some ingenuity to make it happen. The 6th-ranked Canadian women, who wrap up play in the She Believes Cup against number 11 Japan on Wednesday in Frisco, Texas, have just 2 FIFA windows before opening World Cup play July 21 against Nigeria in Melbourne. On Tuesday, Canada Soccer announced an April 11 friendly against France in Le Mans. Coach Bev Priestman says the Canadian women will just play one game in April, electing to spend the rest of the window in camp. The reason for that is we feel as a group we need some grass time, some actual training time to work on us, she told a virtual availability from Texas. She said Canada Soccer is targeting 2 games in Australia prior to the World Cup and has already set up a closed-door game against a yet-to-be-announced opponent. The conversation comes back to what does it look like if there's a send-off game in Canada, or not, Priestman said. I've yet to have discussions, but I have a feeling that we'll be trying to do everything to make that happen, she added. The Canadian players, currently embroiled in a labor dispute with Canada Soccer, have expressed unhappiness at the fact they're not playing at home prior to the World Cup. There are few openings, however, with Priestman saying the team was originally scheduled to leave for the World Cup at the end of June, before the pre-tournament FIFA window opens in July. I think something we will explore is whether we can play a team before the July window, in June, before we leave, she said. The April 11th game with 5th-ranked France is to take place at Marie-Marvin Stadium. The players' ongoing legal battle with Canada Soccer could figure into the April window. The women refused to train in advance of the She Believes Cup, only to be forced back to the field by threats of legal action by Canada Soccer, which said they were not in a legal position to strike. That should not be the case come April. They are playing the 4-team She Believes Cup under protest. The women want the same backing and preparation ahead of the World Cup as the men did before Qatar. Both women's and men's teams also want Canada Soccer to open its books and to explain why their programs are being cut in 2023. Priestman says the France friendly has been in the works for some time. The game ticks several boxes as both a top 10 team and a European opponent. It fit from a tactical, from a coaching perspective, she said. But as you know, the players would love to play at home before they go to the World Cup, and that's something that I know is on the table for discussion at the minute around the players. Canada Soccer. Canada has played France 15 times, with an all-time 5-7-3 record. The French won 1-0 the last time they met, in March 2020, in Calais, just before the pandemic hit. Canada has won just one of the last 6 meetings, 1-4-1, since a 1-0 victory over the French in the bronze medal game at the 2012 London Olympics. The Canadians downed France 1-0 in the quarterfinals of the 2106 Rio Olympics. Follow at Neil M. Davidson on Twitter. This report by the Canadian Press was first published February 21, 2023. Neil Davidson, The Canadian Press.